Hello, hello. This is going to be your week ahead, a 3-pile pick a pile. Going to give you cards to pick the pile, and there will be timestamps in the description. Pile 1, double mission. Lightworker starseed, serve the world by being you. Double mission. Pile 2, baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Baby steps. Pile 3, I remember. Soul plan. The fated life versus the destiny life. I remember. So double mission, baby steps, I remember. Going to start with pile 1. Double mission. Let's see what your mission entails here. The sleeper. Cause and effect and clarity. And the guide, inheritance and correction. Interesting. So you were asleep and now you're going from the back of the pack to the front of the pack. The sleeper, cause and effect and clarity. You had to learn in real time with real life examples how the energy that you send out gathers extra energy and then boomerangs back to you so that you could turn into the guide and inherit, bring into you what was always yours, which is the ringing of this bell for other people and getting them to realize that maybe they're asleep. So you are waking people up. Let's see what you need to know. What's going to happen for you this week? King of Wands, Page of Wands reversed, and the Hierophant. So there's this feeling of one step forward, one step back, one step forward, one step back. But it's interesting that there's like 2 little kids coming to the door on this card. It's like you're getting some kind of news or forward progress. Double mission. So you have 2 things that you're focused on or that you're supposed to be focused on. You're getting news or something about one of them, but it opens up something in the other one. But it's like almost showing you the connection between your missions, if that makes sense. 5 of Wands reversed, 4 of Wands reversed. You're going back and forth in your mind about something and it's causing you to not feel at ease. And it's like whatever this is that you find out or discover or uncover gives you that feeling of ease. Helps you to be more authentically yourself without holding back. Yeah, 9 of Wands, you were constantly in this defensive mode. And whatever this news is or whatever it is, that it doesn't have to be news. It could be like something that you uncover or you're reading something or like you pick up somebody else's conversation and it clicks something in your head. You basically get some kind of download and that allows you to see how everything that's been going on over here connects to everything that's going on over here because it's one in the same, but you've been viewing them as separate, if that makes sense. So you're coming into the realization that things that you thought you were going to have to choose between actually are going to come together for you. The law of mentalism. Get clarity on your core values and commit to what matters. Yeah, we had clarity on this card too. So this saying get clarity, and this was the energy that you're leaving. So you were asleep, now you're awake, and your job is to wake up other people. And it's basically letting yourself out of your mind so that you can do that because it's almost like your safe space. 3 of Wands has the lotus on it. You're growing through the muck of what you went through in the past. And that's what you're meant to be guiding others through, those who are going through the same. Yeah, Strength in reverse, 4 of Pentacles. You are going to be attracting people to your path now that need exactly what you have to offer. And basically, you're being prepared for the next chapter by getting like little appetizers of yourself, showing yourself your own strength and wisdom and the clarity that you do have, because strength is reversed, so you're still doubting yourself. And the way to get to this King of Pentacles energy is to deal with or focus on this strength in reverse. So what's making you doubt yourself? So it's almost like you're not even sure what's making you doubt yourself, or you aren't realizing that you are doubting yourself in the first place, but you're going to be attracting people to your path that are going to allow you to have an opportunity to show yourself your own growth here. So that may come as a difficult situation where you have to rise above. It may be a frustrating situation. It may be a chaotic situation, or maybe a peaceful situation. But whatever it is, you need to be looking at everything this week as this isn't personal. It's purposely teaching me something that if I don't learn the lesson of, I will have to repeat this situation all the more times until I eventually learn it. So I might as well figure out what it is now and learn it. If that's your mindset this week, lovers, you will excel. If you make the choice, lovers, making a choice, if you make the choice to come from a place of self-love instead of like, why is this happening? Or that like, I don't deserve this, which you might not, right? But at the same time, it's still happening. So what are you going to do about it? So it's not allowing yourself to lock yourself in your mind this week and give yourself excuses. This is the week of no excuses. I can't pick up the one card from the table, but it says forgive self, accept what has happened, and give yourself grace to make mistakes. Can't pick it up though, it's like stuff on there. So self-forgiveness makes sense here as well, right? Because there's the strength in reverse. So you were doubting yourself and you need to kind of forgive yourself for that so you can get out of that state. Uncompromising. Think about being fair and working in harmony with another person, yourself. Working in harmony with yourself. There is kind of this energy of not leaving yourself behind by moving forward, like making sure that you tie up all loose ends, making sure, because with the double mission card, it says serve the world by being you. So this week, it's like you're getting examples of where you still aren't being authentically you because there's still a layer of the world covering it, right? So that may, again, appear as a difficult circumstance, but you need to use it for your benefit because what it's showing you is where there needs to be like, you know, those coin things where it's the lottery and you scratch it off with a coin. That needs to happen to show your full self. So you're just being shown where there needs to be a little bit more scratching to reveal your most authentic self. What is your motto or quote for the week? You treat people and speak to them from your soul. You operate from your spiritual side, and they respond to you from their human side, and that is what hurts. Sometimes we have to give it a go. Sometimes we have to give it a go without a solid support system. Just you, the universe, and a vision only you can see. That's still enough. Carry on. So this double mission that's coming together, you don't need to explain or convince anyone of it. You just need to know that you're stepping into this and you're getting examples that are showing you how you're stepping into it. Pile 2. Pile 2, baby steps, action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. So where are you going from and where are you going to? The scholar, investigation and research. So you're leaving behind the investigation phase. The storyteller, viewpoints and control. And the tailor, attention to detail and pride. Interesting. So we have you learning all your lessons, or maybe even literally doing research. Maybe you've been a student at something for a little bit, but you're leaving this, gathering all the pieces that you would need. And now storyteller and the tailor, you're quite literally writing your story right now. You're writing your story because you took the time to learn what needed to be learned and uncover what needed to be uncovered. However, baby steps. This is not a time to rush forward. This is a time to integrate what you've learned and make sure that you know how to use what you've learned before really pushing forward in a bigger way. This is still the integration of what you previously learned. Page of Wands, or Four of Wands reversed, King of Wands, Five of Wands reversed. So the environment that you're in right now is one of like a transitionary phase. You're not going to be where mentally you're going to end up forever. You are kind of needing to evaluate what needs to be held on to and what needs to be let go. And now you have the wisdom to know which is which. We have the King of Wands and Five of Wands reversed. It's like what is blocking you from being in this King of Wands energy is getting out of your head when it comes to feeling like, is there enough? Did I learn enough? Did I experience enough? Do I have enough? That is what is kind of holding you back from being able to fully tell your story. Is you're like, am I missing any pieces? It's like a little bit of kind of like, I guess you could say perfectionism, but not in like a negative way. Just you put in all this time and effort and you want to make sure that it comes out in the way that you want it to. We have the Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Pentacles. So there's still pieces. It's interesting because we have the storyteller, but then we have the Queen of Swords reversed. So you're not quite all the way ready yet. And what is holding you back here? Knight of Pentacles, you already planted all these seeds. You already have the breadcrumbs that lead you to where you need to be to tell your story in the way that your higher self wants you to, right? So then in terms of what is holding you back, if you see on the ground, there's like a rock that's standing right in front of her. Could she just walk over this rock and keep going? Yes. Or could she say, oh, I can't walk on, I can't step there. I can't go forward because the rock is there. There's something in your path that you feel is blocking you that is not actually blocking you when it comes to telling your story in the way that you want it. Because the tailor, it says attention to detail and pride. So you want to be proud of what you're putting out there, and you feel like some kind of external circumstance is preventing you from being in the position where you could proudly and confidently tell your story. But it's a change of perception that's needed, or perspective that's needed, because whatever you think it is that's blocking you isn't actually blocking you, or it's not blocking you as much as you think it is. Eight of Pentacles reversed, King of Swords reversed. You think that all the work that you put in was for nothing in some regard because it hasn't happened yet, or it's a little bit frustrating. King of Swords is like, you need to start to express what you've learned now. Now it goes back to the integration phase. Two of Swords reversed and King of Pentacles. So in order to get to the upright King of Pentacles, what's standing in our way? Eight of Pentacles and King of Swords both in reverse. So thinking that all the hard work that you put in isn't worthy of being expressed yet. And Two of Swords reversed is like, you need to go back and reevaluate that, because you have put in, look, this guy's like at a picnic. You've gotten all the ingredients, you've gathered all the right things that you need. Now it's just time to sit down and assemble the food and eat. But you need to realize that you aren't still in the gathering phase. Now you're in the integration and assembling phase. But you have to be the one to call yourself out of that previous phase and into the one that you're in now, which again is the integration and assembling phase. Ace of Cups reversed, because it's right there, but it's almost like the cup will keep dumping out until you flip it back upright, and then it can start to refill again. You've dumped out everything for the most part that needs to be dumped out. Now it's about realizing, okay, it's in my power to flip things back and to start to not be in the gathering phase, but now be in the integration so that I can tell my story phase. What else do you need to know? The Wheel of Fortune reversed, Judgment, Knight of Cups reversed. In the past, whatever it was that you were trying to see happen in whatever this is about for you, either didn't go your way or just kind of came to a halt. But Judgment is upright, so it's like you're getting the second chance to do what you weren't able to complete back then. And Knight of Cups being reversed here is like, you don't feel the same way about whatever this is that you felt back then, because you've grown and you've evolved. And now from the Knight of Cups, Three of Swords and Ten of Pentacles, you're using your pain and what you've been through to create the future steps for yourself. So everything that in the past, you had to learn about it and understand it before you could integrate it. So in the past, when you were like, oh, okay, I understand this now, so it must be the next step. You weren't understanding that there was still an integration phase where you had to learn how your specific pain is meant to help your specific trajectory right now. So now that you've gotten to that phase, now it's time to walk forward. But again, baby steps. We're not running. It's not a race to a particular finish line. It's just evolution of the soul. The people that you lose during your healing process are only meant to be with the unhealed version of you. And we just had the 10 of Pentacles here, which has all the little stars on all the pentacles. And this is all about like roots, and with the star over here separate from all these stars. I don't know if you see the star in the pentacle. Don't be afraid to uproot yourself from that which you thought you needed if you realize that it's not actually playing as positive of a role in your story as you initially could have thought. In this integration phase, don't be afraid to reevaluate things that you previously viewed as absolute to possibly be changing as you evolve. The law of destiny, it's written in the stars. What you wholeheartedly desire is your destiny. So it's been put in your spirit for a reason, and you're uncovering it and discovering it, but you need to not let yourself be held back by feeling like there's more preparation. There comes a point when you have to be like, okay, I've prepared all I can and I'm ready for the next phase. I'm ready to step forward. You have to give yourself that 10 of Cups. You have to give yourself that at this time. Because that's the way that you get towards this fulfillment and abundance, is by saying, okay, I've learned all I can learn until I've learned all that I'm meant to learn before I start. Obviously, I will continue to learn and evolve, but I'm ready to start. Okay, that's the point where you're at. You're ready to start, whatever it is. So the thing that you're like, I wonder if she's talking about that thing that I want to start. That's the thing, and you need to come up this week with how to start it. Pile 3. Pile 3, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So let's see what life you're moving into that was fated and what you're moving into that's destiny. The aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. Okay, so you're moving out of the energy of setbacks. The fate, accepting help and guidance. That's interesting because it said you're moving from the fated to the destiny, but it's saying that you're moving into the destiny, which is also represented by the fate. So everything is falling in place exactly as it's meant to be for you, because you're leaving behind these setbacks. You're leaving behind having to look at every minute detail, and you're stepping into the energy of being able to see things through the bigger picture perspective, which allows you to then step into that bigger picture energy. What are you meant to be remembering this week? Queen of Cups reversed, the Hanged Man reverse. Your emotions need to be evaluated when it comes to feeling like you've done so much for nothing. Just because the actual reward hasn't come to you yet doesn't mean that the efforts and energy that you've put in has been in vain. Even though there has been setbacks, 8 of Swords reversed, you've still risen above them. And that has kind of put you in this place where what you're remembering isn't actual memories of events. What you're remembering is your own power. What you're remembering is your own ability to direct your reality to some sense. We have the Fool and the 3 of Cups. So in the past, you can see the Fool's walking this way while the 3 ladies in the Cups are just kind of hanging out. You had to walk away from everyone who was maybe not causing your setbacks, but everyone who wasn't helping you either. 7 of Pentacles, the Chariot reversed, 4 of Cups. You had to figure out things in a whole new way, because there was this energy of everyone else sees their potential to here. So who am I to see my potential to here when like everyone else, there's like 20, 30 people and they all are like, my highest potential is here. Who am I to come in and be like, oh, my potential's up here? You had to kind of wrestle with this, where you had to recognize that just because you desire more for yourself and bigger things for yourself doesn't make you greedy, or doesn't make you a bad person, or whatever it is that, however your brain was translating that specifically. 7 of Swords. It's almost like you feel like because everyone can't win that you should wait. But it's time for you to start stepping into this card says accepting help with the fate. So I think that part of this is you had to walk away, right? You had to walk away and part ways from the group. But now you're at this place where you're meant to kind of migrate back towards some kind of sense of community. And as I say, that Judgment in reverse is on the bottom of the deck. Migrating back towards some sense of community where you're not going to feel as harshly judged as you did in the past just for simply being yourself. Because this is accepting help. So it's like your next chapter is one that you can't necessarily complete on your own like you could the previous ones. And you're meant to start figuring out what needs to happen so that you can be comfortable with a sense of community again. All human behavior is either love or a call for love. So there is a sense of like, the people who were around you previously looking at it in that way, saying it wasn't that they hated me, it wasn't that they were angry at me, it was a call for love. And it's not your responsibility to answer that call for everyone that calls, but it will be helpful for you to look at it that way, in the sense of it wasn't a personal thing. The way that people treated you when they treated you crappy was a call for love, and they didn't know how to call for that in a different way that could be more easily understood, so they decided to hurt you instead. But you decided to rise above it anyway. And what is going to happen for you this week in regard to this? Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, King of Pentacles, and Six of Swords reversed. So it's like something from the past is gifted to you in the sense of energy. So like maybe something you didn't all the way unpuzzle from the past, or maybe something that was left unsaid that you wish that you could find a way to still get healing or closure. King of Pentacles, Six of Swords reversed. It's like whatever this is, it's keeping you stuck in a certain mindset, and you're going to be getting... It's interesting that this is Ace of Cups, but the bird is still putting a pentacle was in the cup. So it's like something physical or verbal, or, you know, something that has manifested into the physical realm that helps move along your emotions that were still kind of frozen in the same place as this event or trauma. So you had a traumatic incident or event, and it's like part of your emotions just locked themselves there so they didn't have to feel. And now you want to feel them because you're ready, but you don't have the key. So this week you get some kind of key that allows you to open it up, and you're going to have to still feel the feelings. It's still going to be kind of difficult and a little, you know, maybe overwhelming or just emotional, but you're ready to do it. And you're going to be the one that puts the key in that unlocks these feelings opening up again. So getting Temperance, Emperor. Getting a chance to rebalance your full power. And this isn't the Empress, but it is about balance. And then we have the Emperor. So there's balance being created on your emotional front that allows you to feel more stable, more secure, more in your spiritual authority. And it's like someone gives you the key. Yeah, Four of Wands, victory. Someone gives you the key to unlock this ball so that you can open it up and feel the feelings and work through them, because, again, now you're ready. And that's kind of, it's like that's the help that you need, but it almost feels like it comes through another person. Like maybe something someone says or something that you hear from someone that leads you to look up something, and that it's like you're going back towards the sense of community, and this is the first piece of that, because you're getting this key to unlock the energy to feel it and transmute it, but the key comes from another person. It's not something that can come just from yourself. So it's like pushing you back towards being ready to open up to community in time, through kind of starting it like this, where you need, the law of reciprocity. Give without expecting anything in return. It's like someone is the catalyst for kind of like a mini spiritual awakening for you within this next week. And you have to be willing to hear people and really be in the moment when you're communicating with other people so that you don't miss it, the Hierophant. so that you don't miss it. Be in the moment, so they're all paying attention to one another talking. It's like this is going to happen, but whether or not you're going to be paying attention to it and not miss it will be dependent on not being in your head about other stuff and being present in the moment. Yeah, because the first card was setback. So it's like we don't want to repeat and have another setback. 7 of Wands. We want to keep this same intensity. We want to keep this same... See how I said it's like going back to community, and all these are hands holding up flames, and this is like one flame. So it's like the support that's coming in, that's giving you this key. Don't miss it, because it's going to be very important for you. Last one. Oh, it's the same one. All human behavior is either love or a call for love. Expect little from others. Expect a lot from yourself. Have a good week.